Hello, you are very welcome to the podcast of Curious Souls.
And you're welcome to leave anytime you want.
I love this.
My love.
Yes, this is absolutely me.
Today we are in our bedroom.
You don't need to tell everything to everyone.
It's a very special day and a very special episode.
Which way you feel it's special?
I think it's special in many ways. First, it's raining for the first time this year.
Wow, this feels so good. The rain is late, like for 2 months, and it feels so relaxing to my nervous system. Like, yay, the water are here. Shoo, because I'm on fire.
You certainly are. Just last Sunday, you had a transformational experience.
I did.
Just 2 weeks before your 61st birthday.
True.
Over the last few weeks, you've had an intense experience physically, emotionally, psychologically, and energetically. And in this episode, part of what we want to explore is what happened, because it was a very difficult few weeks for you, which is not over yet.
True. I'm still in it.
So we want to talk about what happened, how we navigated it together, what we discovered,
Still navigating.
and how even after decades of work, we still hold unconscious stories that shape our reality.
What do you mean still? That's the whole thing. There is always more. So we hit another one, for me at least.
Not only that we hit another one, because hitting it is one thing.
Oh my God, I hit it with my nose on the wall of it, you
Yeah,
know?
on the pavement.
Yes, this.
Okay, my love.
Yes.
Let's start at the beginning, and maybe you can share what happened that physically triggered the depletion of your energy and the depression you experienced. Your stomach has a lot to say.
This is funny. Wow. I would say it had signs that it's coming, but I didn't really see it. And then one day I woke up and I had a horrible infection on my gum. Um, which was really swollen and full of, how do you call it, mugla?
Yeah, like pus or mucus.
Yeah, like full my whole face.
Yeah, your whole right face
My whole
was
right
swollen.
face was swollen. And as everybody knows, or maybe they don't, we are like 6 hours from a dentist. So I was in contact with him. Anyway, it was clear that I need antibiotics. I didn't take antibiotics at least 15 years, if not more. After I finished the antibiotic and the gum were okay, I wake up and I find a fungus in my genitals, which goes so close with antibiotics. And my immune system just crushed. My energy crushed. I felt like somebody took all the air out of the balloon. Like I had zero energy immediately. Like I woke up on the 8th day and I was completely wiped out.
All of this before we were getting ready to fly to the US for some ceremonies.
True.
And these ceremonies happened to be unusually small for us. And in addition, we're preparing for our second pilgrimage of adulthood, which we would also like to see more participants join. Maybe you can share how this was factoring into your experience.
You know, it's in the end the meaning making process that we do. So, my meaning making process has a lot of impact. I actually came to a point where I was questioning what I'm doing in a very deep level. It's like the meaning making that I was doing is that the universe doesn't support me, the universe doesn't recognize me, I'm probably doing something wrong again. And if I will just find the right thing to do, everything will be different.
If we take away the get, because we work a lot with the wheel of creation, which is the mechanism of how we create our reality. And what you're describing now is your C, which is your meaning making, which is creating the way that you meet your reality. The meaning making in C that you're describing is influenced by the get, which is the results of people showing up, like less people showing up to ceremony and not having this abundance that would reflect the alignment that you feel with your life, with what you do. So, my question is, if we take away this get, if for a moment we remove the fact that our ceremonies are smaller in quantity, how do you feel about the work you're doing how do you feel about your alignment with your soul purpose at this point in your life?
This is exactly the gap that I was experiencing because I absolutely love what I'm doing. Every engagement, every ceremony, every meeting with the client has extraordinary results for the people. My energy is restored. I feel more energetic whilst doing it. I absolutely love it. I feel more intelligent in those spaces. I feel more authentic than ever. I feel even more wise than ever. For sure, the tools, the skills I have now are better than what I had even 3, 4 years ago. And the thing is that, for my perspective, the ceremonies and the flow, it was full. It was full in a way that we were saying no to people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like didn't align for me in my mind. How come I'm more aligned to my purpose? I'm more on whatever dharma, whatever word you want to, and the universe is not responding to me. The universe is not recognizing. The universe is not supporting. I must be doing something wrong. If I will just, and I think I was sharing this with you all the time. It's like, if I will just find the right thing to do that will change everything, everything will change. And I was carrying this question of what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? All the way to a complete depletion. This, for me, is what keeps me humble. And I invite anyone that teaches anything to meet their teachings in reality in their own life, because it's really easy to teach concepts. It's a completely different ball game to live those concepts, especially when it's difficult, especially when you are sick, when you are depleted, when, I don't know, someone dies, when someone, like when shit hits the fan, when life happens. For me, that's the essence of being able to teach something is when you go through, and not only one time, again and again and again, through your own teachings, through the experience, and find how do you actually dance with this knowledge, with these frameworks that you teach when things are difficult.
A lot happened between then and now. So I'd like to share a little bit more of your journey. We flew to the US.
True, I forgot about this.
You forgot about this.
Jesus.
And we were there for roughly 10 days. We had ceremonies in Boulder, and then we traveled to Santa Fe. Can you share?
We drove to Santa
We
Fe,
drove to, yeah.
which was absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. And I was completely depleted. The elevation killed me. It's not, I was already depleted when we arrived to Boulder. And then we had, we held two ceremonies in Boulder, which gave me energy through the ceremony. But then after the ceremony, I was even more depleted. And then we drove to Santa Fe, which is, I think, much more elevated, if I'm not mistaken, than Boulder.
Hmm.
Wow, and this conflict between doing what I love most, which is traveling with my gorgeous, beautiful husband, meeting new people, meeting new places, yummy food, yummy nature, opening a new community in Santa Fe. All of this is like so exciting. And I literally cannot go out of the car because I'm so depleted. Wow, this was very humbling. I was so in the loop, I couldn't even tell you what I need.
We landed back home to the temple, and you had a few days where you could barely move. You described barely being able to get up and go to the toilet. These were some of those days. Those days,
True.
I think you had some of the most depleted days
Yeah.
after we got back.
Yeah.
And during this time, you had all kinds of friends and professionals telling you what you should eat, what you should
Jesus
drink, what you
Christ.
should do. I was one of them. How is this for you? How are
I think what happened is that people want to help. And for sure, you want to help me. And everybody just told me what I need to do, which is very interesting. I didn't think about it until right now, but I was in what do I need to do different? So everybody were telling me what I need to do different. I didn't do the connection until this moment.
you are a genius?
But I had no energy to do anything. And all this saying what all those people that were telling me what I need to do, especially from you, was received by me as judgment that what I'm doing is not the right thing, which was confirming what I thought from the beginning. I'm not doing the right thing. If I will just do something different, everything will be okay. And this depleted me even more. I think until a moment where I could tell you what I need, which is more confirmation and more support and less judgment and less telling me what I need to do differently. Do you remember this?
I do. It was beautiful for me to be met by your clarity and guidance instead of from your wound.
I found the energy for this.
It's really impressive. Instead of projecting expectation for me to meet you in the way that you want to be met, you articulated this to me also in a gentle way that I could receive it and not feel attacked for doing something wrong. And this allowed me to recognize that the way I was meeting you, which was coming from all of my love,
For sure.
the intention was there and the strategy was all wrong. I was meeting you with my default, which is fathering, trying to facilitate you through these weeks and discuss your C, discuss the story you were holding and offer new ones and work with the mind and work with discipline and work with what you shouldn't do. And this was depleting you.
True.
And what you helped me see is that actually what you needed was to be met with mothering, is to be met with compassion and empathy and meet you where you were, which is depleted, and to honor this instead of try to change it.
Yeah.
I suggested that maybe we do what your body's actually been asking for.
True.
And I suggested, why don't you just go to bed? Let me take care of everything, whatever you need.
I have the sweetest husband in the whole world.
And just relax. And this changed everything.
Yeah.
You ended up taking a full day of rest. And the next day, we had a profound turning point.
I want to share that when you did this, something profound happened for me. Instead of feeling pushed, judged, and that I need to do something else, which this was my story, of course, as well, and then reflected to you and your story. When you changed this, I felt safe. I felt I could relax. I felt confirmed. And this took so much stress away from my nervous system and from my mind and from, like, yeah, I just need to do this and everything will come back. I could just take a breath and lie in bed the whole fucking day and meet my shame of being not productive and just having you supporting me. I think this day you held me maybe like hours at some point. It was really a tipping point for me. This me being able to articulate what I need, not from my wound, but like, hey babe, I just need you to be gentle with me and to help me go through this without telling me all the time what to do. And you accepting it so lovingly and changing completely the way that you were supporting me still allowed me to relax, which was the first step to everything.
And the next day, you had the most dramatic shift in energy. We had a session with a couple that we're working with.
Sure.
And I remember you telling me before the session, you're going to need to lead this one.
Baby, it was much. I'm standing in the kitchen waiting for the water kettle to be warm so I can do some tea. And I'm lying on the counter of the kitchen because I don't have energy to hold my body straight. And I'm with this. I left the cup of tea there. You brought it later, and I'm coming to the corridor. I'm like leaning on the wall, and I feel like I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck are you doing? You should cancel this meeting. And I take a breath and I bring my professional abilities that are trained for the last 30 years to perform from now to now. And I look at you, you came or something, I don't remember. And I tell you, baby, you need to hold this meeting because I have no energy to even say a word. And then we sit down, they come online, and this was a magic. The moment they come online, it's like a flare of energy. I completely forgot I'm depleted. It was so funny. You remember this?
I do. I was so grateful and so happy to see you full of life and energy and fully present and engaged. I was in shock.
I didn't even recognize that that's what's happening until it was over. I was like, I was so in it. I was so aligned to what we are doing, to what I am doing, to the relational field that was created between the four of us. Wow, this is like somebody pushed the shelter of the light on.
This is one of my favorite experiences in life. And I had it since last night, as you know, when I feel so tuned into the signal of what I'm passionate about that I'm exploding with energy. And that's how I experienced you.
Yeah.
You mentioned depression. I've related to depression as I'll call it a disease of the soul. And the soul for me has to do with authenticity and purpose and what's true for you. Depression is an expression of being far away from your truth, from your purpose, and you lose life. The opposite of it is some kind of vitality of the soul, which is what I experienced in that moment with you and what I experienced last night.
Yeah. It's so interesting, I love languages and the origin of languages. It's so if you look at the word passion and you divide it, you'll have pass ION. ION is the chemical sign for energy to move on. It's like I, O is the neutral, N. So people that are experiencing passion, what's actually happening to them is that an external energy is passing through them and joining their own energy. You are fed with something, with an energy that is bigger than you. You are connecting through this alignment inside you to a bigger source of energy.
And this is very much what this couple experienced in this session.
And we.
And we. The next morning, your energy was up again, and we made love.
We did. Sweetness.
Can you share a bit about the role of moving sexual energy?
I can maybe talk about it for the next 10 years, but it's interesting because I have so many stories and so much experience with sexual energy that it's always a thing. It's always a question of, do I bring this energy up? Because I know that when we make love, I feel much better. Or do I wait for this energy to present and to flow through me? I think you can connect to this,
Mm-hmm.
and I believe our listener can also connect. But that's a big question for me. Like, do I wait for the sexual, sensual energy to run through my body? Or do I tap into this energy when she's not present and pull her? At that specific morning, I didn't have any questions. We just made an absolute sweet love. The healing force of the absolute sweet love, the charge, the energetic charge that it brings to the heart and to the body. I really believe it's the best medicine to heal, for sure, depression or lack of connection.
You touched on something that I feel is really important to emphasize. A lot of the depletion you were experiencing was through the mind, and you were gaining energy first through a heart connection when I moved from meeting you in your mind to meeting you in your heart. When you connected to your body and listened to your body, and at first we just let it rest. And then through spirit, this alignment with your soul in this session and being so aligned with your soul's calling, all of this was restorative. I feel that I was so stuck on facilitating your mind and your see that I lost sight that there's three other areas of consciousness that I'm not tending to, and I'm not connecting with myself. And now reflecting on it, I just want to name it for myself, for you, and for the listeners to remember that when we want to experience something different or we want a more holistic perspective and approach, we can work with the medicine wheel of consciousness, heart, body, mind, and spirit, and move through them.
It's a beautiful reminder and it's a great tool for facilitators because each one of us has their own gates. You come through the mind, the other comes from the heart, the other one comes from the body. And sometimes the gate that you're coming through is not the right gate. It's not creating the movement that you are trying to facilitate. So easy, try another gate. Easy to say, more difficult to remember in a situation. But yeah, for sure.
We also talk a lot in the process of transformation, the need for accessible energy.
True.
And I was wondering if you could share a little bit of how having accessible energy was changing your lived experience.
It was so interesting. I having this flare of energy, it's like everything feels like moving up and not moving down. Everything feels lighter. My movement, my physical movement feels lighter. And it was so interesting, I immediately became softer towards myself, first of all. And then I wanted to cook, like to nourish. It was so interesting. I started to ferment things. So for sure, you can connect it to the knowledge that to restore your microbiome, that's one of the best foods. But then I realized that fermenting is an alchemist.
Alchemical.
Thank you. It's an alchemical process. Having more energy and allowing myself to do or to move towards what my body wanted to do started a process of alchemy with foods, but it was representing for me the process that I was inside myself. I still am, it's not over yet, in an alchemistic,
Alchemical?
alchemical process.
When you were speaking, it felt like the alchemy that's happening is in the relationship with yourself, with parts of
Yes,
yourself.
yeah.
That's sweet. Okay, so the next day, we are still doing our best to feel adulthood, and the energy within you and between us shifted. And I said something that I don't know if I've ever said in my life. I used the word curse.
True. Oh my God.
And it felt like energetically there is some kind of curse placed on us, blocking us from the abundance of meeting curious souls in our work.
I never heard you referring to something like this. On the contrary.
Yeah, I would usually deny such wooey stuff, but I could feel it. Like nothing, again, nothing else made sense. I also feel more aligned, more on my purpose. I feel, not only feel, I see the impact of the work that we're doing, and it's incredible. So I asked you, what do we do if we have a curse on us? Who do we see about this? And you reminded me that we have a very dear and talented sister and fellow local witch named Maria.
Oh my God. I absolutely love Maria and Aaron. Don't forget Aaron. He is a important part in this. But yeah, Maria, she is a dear, dear, dear sister. We are going to do a full episode because we recorded the meeting with them.
Hmm.
So Maria doesn't speak English, she speaks Spanish. And we asked Aaron, her husband, to translate. And we recorded the whole thing. And we are going to do an episode only about this session. So I'm not going to go deeper into it. But for me, first remember to get help when you need. You know, I meet so many teachers and gurus and healers that don't take help because they, whatever. I don't know why. I do. I love help. So we went to Maria and Aaron.
What was this experience like, and how was it different? Because we've seen Maria before, and this session was really unique.
Yeah, so as I said, we will do a full episode about this, but I can summarize it. I came out cleaner. And it was very interesting because she was working on me first and then she was working on you, and I was watching and witnessing. You came out, I could see your face coming out from this bed. Your face was so clean and so beautiful. Wow. I literally came out lighter.
For me, Maria's magic and gift is primarily in spirit. Would you say? Would you agree with this?
Yes?
When do you turn to spirit for help?
Always? No, I'm kidding. Okay, so for me, if you look through the body, heart, mind, and spirit, you tend first to the dense. So if there is a problem in your body, you first tend to your body because she needs support. But you also turn to your mind and to your heart and to the spirit, because everything we divide it on the medicine wheel, but actually it's not divided. It's we are a one thing, and we want to tend to all of them. Sometimes it's enough to address only the body, but in times where the sickness or the experience is so big and so deep, you want to address all of them. In my case, I needed to address my body. I still need to connect to love more and more and to my own path and my own truth. I am still working on the new stories that I'm telling myself and the new way that I want to perceive reality. And it was time to clean energetically and to connect to the bigger picture. That's what spirit is for me, because it felt that this thing I'm dealing with is not only from here and now, it's from a very young age and probably not from this life only. And I felt also a lot of others' energies intertwine in this experience. So, a energetic cleaning, a connection to spirit, a connection to someone that's the realm of their experience was really beneficial. And Maria is very good at what she's doing.
She's amazing. And thank you, Maria and Aaron.
Thank you. We love you, mi corazón.
The next day was Saturday. It's technically a day before our Sacred Pleasure Day. And we had an absolutely incredible day.
We did.
Your energy was up even more.
I slept so good after visiting Maria and Aaron, and you slept super good.
Yeah. We had like this epic flowing day. We made love in the morning. We went to Pilates and moved our bodies.
True.
We recorded a podcast.
We did.
We went for a walk on the beach.
And we ate really nicely this day.
It was
Not that we eat bad, but somehow this was a sweet
the
day.
entire day just seemed enchanted, and it was so nice to experience that kind of energy flowing with so much ease and pleasure
Yeah.
after weeks of so much hardship. Sunday, on our pleasure day, you booked an acupuncture
Hmm.
session.
Manifested him right here in the now. Sure.
Can you share a bit about why? Why did you turn back to body?
Yeah. So first, I know my body by now. Not that I cannot be surprised, but I know what works. And acupuncture for me in the past, when I had the depletion of energy, was an amazing tool. So I needed, after the spirit, engaging again from a new place with my body and again with the heart and the mind. It's like the session with Maria is ignited a new movement in the circle, so it became a spiral. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like a rotation.
Yes. So I felt like we completed a circle of taking care of body, heart, mind, and spirit, which opened the next layer of
Mm.
care, which I wanted to start with body. It was amazing.
And then we journeyed
And then we journeyed.
for the first time in maybe a couple months.
For sure. I think it's the longest time we didn't journey together since we are together.
And it became really clear why this is important for us.
Yes. Again.
And maybe you can share what happened for you in the ceremony.
So when we came in, I came with the intention. I knew that I don't see something. I knew that I'm holding some kind of a story, but I didn't know what's happening. I didn't have the clarity of which frame of my meaning making is showing up here. I just didn't have the connection. And I came into the ceremony with the intention to have more clarity, to get what is actually happening. And then we went into the ceremony. I went very light. but very specific with the lightness.
Very light on dosage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because my body was so depleted, because I didn't want to throw my body away and deplete myself again. So I went very light on heart medicine, knowing that it will allow me to relax. It will allow my nervous system to relax. And then from that, we'll see what happened.
We work with 5 elements. We call it the 5 elements of conscious experience, of creating conscious experience. Those elements you mentioned: set, your intention.
Yeah,
Part of your intention was to explore, what is this story I'm holding that I'm unaware of that is shaping my experience. We work with type. What type of intelligence do we want to dance with in this journey? In which center of consciousness do we want to activate?
yeah,
And in this case, you chose heart.
true.
We talk about dosage as one of these elements and the influence of bigger and smaller doses. And in this case, you decided to go very light.
True.
Then there's the importance of setting. And I think this was also very influential in you having a revelation of a story that you've been holding for nearly your entire life. And at almost 61 years of age, you have such a profound insight that then catalyzed a transformation and initiation. What was it about the setting that allowed this to happen?
So first of all, we organize the space as we love, with the beautiful view of the temple in front of our eyes, and all the cushions and the mattresses and the stuff we need. But I think because you went on another intelligence and another dosing, the way you held space for me was very significant to the process I had. You came, and maybe because of the intelligence, you came through the door of the heart,
Mm-hmm.
not through the door of the mind, which allowed me to go to my mind. And I went into, I don't even remember how we arrived to this, but I went into sharing with you, maybe the first time that I did it in this way, my
History.
history with men
Mm-hmm.
and relationships, from my first relationship to you. And whilst I was talking, it became super clear. First of all, before the clarity, my nervous system relaxed in a very, very deep and profound way. That's one of the benefits of the intelligence of plants. They help you to do things that you are unable to do at a specific moment. I was not able to relax my nervous system. I was so depleted, no energy to relax. And the plants helped me just to relax my nervous system. And because the dosage was small, it was even better. From this deep, 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 safe place that you held for me, and the deep, deep, deep relaxation, I could connect dots that I couldn't connect before. And through sharing with you my journey with men in relationship, I could suddenly realize that I'm holding a story of you cannot do it right.
And of course, this story began with your first relationship with a man,
Of course,
your father.
my dearest beloved, absolutely cute, sweet, amazing father. So it's amazing for me to realize how deep is the influence of the primal caretakers. I'm 61. I am doing this work since I'm 18. And still, the biggest opportunities for me to alchemize myself are coming from what was left in me and my experience with it by the main caretakers. Incredible. But what happened is that I could catch the story of I cannot do it right. You are not able to do anything right. This story connected me to the story I was holding in our work now. If I would just do something different, then I will do it right, then everything will be okay. And this catching this story, which I didn't even realize that is, which is very funny because I was always saying, I'm doing something wrong, I'm doing something wrong, but I didn't do.
You didn't recognize it as the operating system
Yes, it
that
was
you
the
were running on.
exactly, it was the absolute truth for me. I'm doing something wrong. I didn't recognize that that's a story, and I didn't realize the origin of the story. The origin of the story is that you cannot do anything right.
It's incredible for me to realize again and again how the most loving and intelligent parents can say something out of the goodness of their heart, out of the love they have for you, and the impact of a lifetime that it can have on someone.
Incredible.
There was a moment in the ceremony where you look up to me and you say, I can't do it wrong. Your face was lit up, and it was like you had the clearest download. Do you remember this?
Of course.
What was it like for you to receive this clarity?
You know, I really attribute it to the relaxation that I was in, to the safety I felt with you, and of course, to developing capacity for the last, I don't know, 45 years. The moment I caught the story, everything connected for me. The moment I realized that what's moving me is the story of you cannot do anything right. The new perspective, the chosen perspective, was almost immediately there and clear for me because I know that it's not the truth. I know that I'm doing everything right.
I think one of the reasons this story was so available was I hear you say it to people all the time.
True,
You cannot do it wrong.
true.
And it's incredible again that something so present in your life that you are telling others from a knowing, from this like experienced facilitator knowing you cannot do it wrong and still not offer the medicine to yourself.
Yes, because I didn't know that there was a place that needed this medicine.
Incredible.
Yeah.
How do you feel now?
So I still meet the old story. And I still meet the places where the story is coming up. And together with this, I also meet the new story and the choice that I have to meet reality with the new story. It's like between zones, it's like the old story is not completely dead yet, the new story is not completely engraved yet, but somehow I can hold both of them in my consciousness, which helps me because it allows me to choose.
So often in these transformative spaces, we experience a flicker of insight, but it doesn't mean that the transformation is like a flick of a switch. It requires repetition,
Practice
and integration, which
and
is the
integration.
fifth element in the elements of conscious experience. What do you feel you learned from this experience?
So much and nothing new. So interesting. First, the importance of being held by someone loving that is just there for you without trying to change you, just doing the walk with you, going the path with you. I'm so grateful for you in my life. So grateful. That's for sure a reminder. Another sweet reminder is take help whenever you need it, the way you need it. Trust the process. I think that's a big reminder for me. Trust the process, even if it feels very dark, even if it feels very disconnected. Trust the process. Trust myself, for sure. And to be in communication about what's happening with me. To share, to vocalize, to express what's going on for me. And to remember that I'm always creating from the materials that are inside me. So whatever I'm creating is from what is in me, what is playing out in me. The importance of feeling safe. I cannot emphasize it enough. Take time to rest. Oh my God. Take time to rest without the feeling of guilt that I'm not doing something. We are so wired, for sure, me coming from corporate world, 30 years, for sure I'm wired to produce and to do and, like to move. What do you mean to lie in bed? That's something that you do when you're dead. I think the biggest reminder for me is put question marks where you hold exclamation marks. That's a big reminder.
Another thing I was reminded of
Yes, I want to hear.
was to work with the entire medicine wheel and to put a question mark on which approach I'm using to facilitate someone, and to be reminded that there's other approaches and to work with all the centers.
Beautiful.
And for sure, the impact of the five elements of creating conscious experience and how huge of an impact the set, type, setting, dosage, and integration have on the person. Is there anything else you'd like to share?
That I love you very much.
Endlessly.
Mhm.
This was fun.
This was absolute fun.
You've been listening to
Lilit,
and Omer.
two curious souls.
When we're not recording podcasts, we're creating sacred spaces for self-relational and spiritual exploration.
We offer private retreats tailor-made exactly for you.
We also hold ceremonies, intimate, private, or community.
all the way to our 9-month pilgrimage called adulthood. We utilize the intelligence of plants
to guide you to meet yourself
and each other
more truthfully,
playfully.
and with a lot more wonder.
Check out our website,
CuriousSouls.fun.
not .com, .fun.